WEEI Studios. Brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Privacy simplified.
The flagship station for your Boston Red Sox.
Sports Radio 93.7. WEEI FM and HD1 Lawrence, Boston.
An Odyssey station. Time now for EEI Late Night with KJ.
I don't think he has seen this kind of challenge in his career. In this moment, a 7-6 football team that's dug themselves out of a huge hole early on because of injury and schedule. This is the game that Chris Ballard, their general manager, and Frank Reich, their head coach, put their names on the line and stood on the table for Carson Wentz for, okay? Yep. And I believe that in my heart. This is the game that Carson Wentz quiets a lot of the conversation about him. This is the game that he has the opportunity against one of the best defenses in the NFL and one of the best coaches in the history of the game defensively to say, I'm back to being the guy that everyone thought was an MVP caliber player that you, Indianapolis, gave a first-round pickup for. I believe in him. I have never wavered from my belief in Carson Wentz.
Late night, WEEI, part of the WEEI Sports Radio Network. It's KJ. Thank you so much for hanging out. It's like the usual Friday hangout, you know? You have a couple more because you don't necessarily have to go to work in the morning. If you do, God bless you. Get that extra money for the holidays. Coming up at 10:30, I make 10:45. For those of you who've been following the Squid Games here at late night when I do it here on Friday nights, these 5-leg parlays that you can actually like win money, 3 minutes away from making $1,800,000 last week. Damn Cam Newton. Coming up, Pat's game tomorrow. Squid Game has $1 million payout. You don't want to miss that at 10:45. You heard Dan Orlovsky talking about tomorrow night's game. The Patriots are coming for that Wentz. See, all the talk from the Colts have been, we want to make Mac Jones beat us. I'll get into the Mac Jones situation in a moment. Now, know this, and I even heard some of the people calling Mutt Show, they're a bit concerned about the game tomorrow. I get it. This game will be close, but it plays right into Bill's hands. It's a trap for Carson Wentz. See, when the game margin is like 15 points or more, the Colts are 4-0. No pressure, no skin off of Carson Wentz's back. In fact, Carson has no interceptions on the road. They're all at home. You don't think Bill knows this? Think that Carson Wentz, the guy a year ago at this time, he would have benefited from playing anywhere else but at home. Carson Wentz has an issue with playing to the home fans. See, because when you're on the road, they're already going to boo you. But if you do something at home and they boo you, that kind of bothers Carson a little. Kind of like your own wife swiping left right in front of you while she's on Tinder. Well, that doesn't happen to me, but for other reasons. See, Carson Wentz is the kid that goes down the water slide perfectly, but he doesn't lift his legs at the end of the slide. Stiz Grimy, thank you for being here on Late Night with me. I appreciate you, bro.
Always a pleasure, KJ.
Yeah, you ever go down the water slide and not lift your legs at the end? Have you ever done that?
It's a bad move.
Oh, man, your stomach turns, you get a headache, you get discombobulated. That's Carson Wentz. Tomorrow night is Carson Wentz's trap game. 617-779-7937 or the text line 37937. Love to get your thoughts on tomorrow's game because it has such a fascinating understory to it, even to the point where I don't think they've even revealed if the roof is going to be open yet, and that plays a key into tomorrow night's game. I'll mention that here shortly. The big news, obviously, Damian Harris. I said this last week. If there was a concern I had for the Patriots moving forward was the health of Damian Harris. He had the concussion 3 weeks ago, the chest injury earlier in the season, went out with the hamstring injury in Buffalo, and now is out tomorrow because of that hamstring injury. Here's Belichick talking about tomorrow's start in the backfield, Ramondre Stevenson.
Been impressed by Ramondre's growth. He's very coachable. When you ask him to do something, he really tries hard to do it the way that you want him to do it. And he's improved greatly in every area of the game.
The element of surprise. Ramondre, who played 1 week, coach's decision the next, and the next, and the next. And the next thing you know is like a very capable number 2 back. And after what you saw at Buffalo, he was actually the one that did the yeoman's work when, let's just face it, the Patriots did the Lord's work against the Bills. They haven't been the same since. So if you thought Buffalo was impressive of what Belichick did, which will probably go down in history as the leather helmet game, tomorrow night may be even more impressive, and it taps into the psyche of Carson Wentz being at home, under the lights. Maybe the roof is open. Maybe it's closed. It's national television. There's no early game because of COVID. That Raiders-Browns game is no longer at 4 tomorrow. That's been moved to next week. It's all Carson Wentz in his head. This is like Philadelphia for him. It's Belichick. Look for a lot of rotation on the defensive front by Bill to address the run. Look, Jonathan Taylor is a beast and is probably going to look for a lot of outside bounces, especially if Judon is aggressive. Draw plays that get the defense going lateral versus straight ahead. This is what Indy wants to do. Carson Wentz only has 5 interceptions this year, but 4 of them come when the Colts are either tied or trailing with less than 4 minutes left in the game. A mastermind like Bill would love for something like this. Play, stay close. Play, stay close. Hey, so what if the Colts are up, say, 10-7 at the half? Carson Wentz is still due for one at a big time. Again, 4 out of his 5 interceptions, and that's impressive for Carson, but 4 out of his 5 interceptions occur in the last 4 minutes of the game when they're either tied or trailing. It's a trap. Now, if the Colts can get up by 10, Carson Wentz will not get in the way. That's why you hear all the make Mac beat us talk. Why? Because they know that Carson Wentz can beat his own team. Bill knows this too. Wentz has no fourth quarter comebacks. You're going to need one tomorrow night, bro. There's a lot at stake. 3 weeks ago, I said the 2 teams you don't want to play in the NFL right now, the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots. And oh my goodness, that seems like the boy walking down the hallway straight to the girl's locker. She knows she's being asked. You know they're going to hook up. There's virtually no room for error. And when I get into playoff tree for the holiday season at 10:30, I'll literally show you that, look, there's no margin for error if the Patriots are still trying to hold on to the number 1 seed in the AFC, which is very, very key now at this point. The Colts are in second in rushing yards, 5th in rushing attempts, 21st in passing yards, and 21st in passing attempts. They do not believe in Carson Wentz as much as they believe in that run game. Now, when it comes to Mac, the whole idea is no one's asking Mac to win the game. But if Mac has to do something spectacular, you saw that in a loss against Dallas. And what's happened since Dallas? All wins. So my thing is let Carson cook. Why not? He's bound to burn something, especially late in the game. So back to Ramondre Stevenson being the lead back for tomorrow night. Here's him talking about the saying of how a rookie shouldn't be this important this late in the season.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of that. Like when I first got drafted and things like that, like I wouldn't play because I'm a rookie, things like that. But I really didn't even listen to that. I just put my head down, worked, and, I'm playing probably a lot more than any other rookie running back. So I'm very grateful for that. But I put the work in. I feel like I deserve it.
Yeah, he's very heavy to tackle. And with an impressive front four that the Colts have, still, they really want Mac Jones to beat them. And he will. The Colts are a one-trick pony. Let's just call it what it is. Now, I'll give Carson Wentz his flowers, 15 touchdowns in the red zone. But when you've got a guy who's, I don't know, number 2 in rushing attempts behind Joe Mixon, number 1 in rushing touchdowns, and number 2 in yards per game at 104. Yeah, I'm not trying to throw the ball too much. Last week I talked about Bill and using the mirror, Bill versus Belichick. Literally what the Colts are trying to do is hold up a mirror to the Patriots and say, hey, we want to do what you guys do. That's what makes this game scary for some, because it's almost like two of the same people almost looking at each other in the mirror. Almost. Because if you said, okay, would you take Carson Wentz right now or Mac Jones right now to lead your team for the next 5 years? I would say Mac Jones, because Mac Jones does not make the blaring mistakes that you will see from Carson Wentz at some of the most unopportune times. Now, here's what's interesting about the Colts, and this is where it may get ugly for them. Now, if I can find this, trust me, I'm not a trained professional in some type of organization. If you want my services, gladly make an offer. The Colts shy away from Jonathan Taylor on 2nd and 7, 8, and 9 yards. Only 14 rushing attempts. Only 14. This is the league leader in rushing. But if it's 2nd and 7, they believe in Carson Wentz. Uh-oh. See, the Colts are dependent on Jonathan Taylor to get most of his yards on first down. This is why I mentioned about the rotating of the front line and so forth and everything, and trying to possibly bounce things outside, is because they know if they try to take it to the middle and it gets stopped for two or Christian Barmore, Guy, all those guys up front are going to step up for this game. I'm not trying to sound like a homer, but damn it, it is Boston. That's why they're going to try and bounce it to the outside to get the bulk of those yards earlier in the series than try and wait for 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8, where there are going to be major issues, right? They don't even hand the ball off to the guy anymore. 62% of Jonathan Taylor's yards come on first down. 62%. I say let Carson Wentz cook. That's what the rest of America says. Well, Mac Jones, what have we seen yet? Someone even joked that, okay, now they start the varsity portion of their schedule. The Chargers coach made some JV errors last night. That's not a JV team out there. The Titans are still in the mix. I believe both of those teams took the L to the Patriots. 617-779-7937 or the text line 37937, taking your calls on tomorrow night's game, Lucas Oil Stadium, 8 p.m. It's funny because Stiz, I remember, was it 3 years ago, that Saturday game with the Patriots in Buffalo? It was a Saturday game. Was that like 2 years ago? It was like 2 years ago. The only reason why I remember it is because, and this is sad, but my wife can tell you that this is the absolute truth. So we were leaving for the Christmas season to go visit family. I literally timed our drive from Boston to North Carolina 13 hours straight, all based around me getting down there in front of a TV to see the Bills-Pats game, at least catch the second half. They just looked at me sideways. It's like, what we got here? So this is a big game, just the way it was a couple of years ago when Buffalo thought they were on their way. They weren't just yet. But tomorrow night's game, it's literally going to be like a Sunday night and a Thursday night game wrapped up into one, because there's nothing else going on. I mean, even college bowl season. I mean, I was shocked that there was a college bowl game on today. I was like, it's the Bahamas, but the Bahamas don't water down my pro football joy this time with these bad bowl games. Sorry. That's why I don't talk college football here. Either your school has too stringent, rules to get in, post-college, or, your schools are so lax that you're like one of the same 5 schools. So give me the pro football while the pro football's still going on. I only care about college football when they play the national championship game on the off week of the NFL. That's the only time it matters. It'd be the same 2 people that played in last week's SEC championship game. Now to Mac Jones. Mac has credit for one come from behind victory. And I was like, really? It's the Houston game. I was like, well, it was Houston. But you might see what the whole national crowd is asking to see. And it's going to be on a national stage. Now think about it. The Buffalo game threw only 3 times. You heard the jokes. Oh, gosh, you don't believe in the quarterback? No. That was more about the Buffalo Bills and their mental psyche. This week is you get what you ask for. Let Mac beat us, and that's going to happen. So you've got someone like Ramondre Stevenson with 260 run and play action. Like by the time you get one hand on him and Mac's got that accurate ball in the air, it may not be pretty for the Colts. Now, if there's one concern I do have regarding Mac going into this game is the impressive defense of Indy. I think they're ranked 8th overall in the league. Very good against the pass. Very good against the run. He's taken quite a bit of sacks. Now, some of it was O-line through the year. We can all agree on that. But I think this is also the game where you might have to see Mac throw the ball out of bounds a few times just to live for another day. That defense is going to be aggressive on Mac. And I think the Colts what they've seen on film is that Mac will hold the ball to not turn it over, where that's what the Colts need, because the less room that Jonathan Taylor has to run or the less room that Carson Wentz has to throw and move the ball down the field, that only benefits them. So if Mac maybe only takes 1 sack and holds the ball, I think that's going to be a good day considering how aggressive this Colts defense is. 617-779-7937 or the text line 37937. It's KJ Late Night here on WEEI. Still to come. Oh, man, the Celtics kind of hung in there tonight, didn't they? They kind of hung in there. I'll talk about how, like, Steph's magical mystery tour that's going on right now with this 3-point shooting has really, like, ruined the Celtics. The Celtics are the team that have been one of the hardest hit by the Steph Curryism of the NBA. That's coming next hour here on WEEI Late Night.
The Greg Hill Show, morning 6 to 10. Now here's what's trending on WEEI.
All right, Stiz, what you got?
All right, and here is what's trending right now on WEEI and WEEI.com.